Private Thomas Dale's eulogy will now be delivered by Private Tim Wilson and Private Ricky Chambers.
Thomas James Dale. Within 6 RAR, Tommy Dale was looked at not only as a perfect soldier, but above all, the perfect mate. Tommy had the best sense of humour and could always be relied upon for a good laugh, and to raise the spirits of his mates both in and out of the job. But at the same time, Tommy knew when it was time to switch it on and get the job done. If you or anyone were ever down in the dumps, Tommy would always be there to pick you up, even though he'd most likely be doing it whilst running around in his lime green mankini. Always the first to lend a hand and always quick to volunteer, but even quicker to drop your name for the same task. Whenever all the boys would head out, he would always be the first one to the bar to buy the first round, preferably a Stella or a Jackson lemonade, his two favourites. Tom loved his sports and was a very talented soccer and hockey player. Then again, Tom became very talented at anything he put his mind to. One night, during a patrol in Shoalwater Bay in the middle of winter, Tom's platoon was conducting a river crossing. Pants off was the call. Mid-crossing, Tom stacked it. In went his pants, boots and socks. After an hour of waiting around the river in circles, they found all but one sock. Tom conveniently waited till half the platoon had hypothermia before deciding not to cause any more fuss. On went Tom's pants and his left foot took one for the team. Love you, Tom.
Whenever we'd speak of families, Tom would always look forward to heading back home to Adelaide to see his mum Karen, father Dave, and younger brothers Sammy and Joe, which he missed and spoke of very highly. When Tom found out his younger brother Sammy was joining the army, he was both excited and proud. Sammy, on behalf of all Tom's mates, we wish you luck with all of your training. We have no doubt you will make your brother proud, and we hope to have you as part of the 6 RAR family in the near future. Joe, make no mistake, whatever you decide to do in life, we know your eldest brother would have supported your decision and will always be there to watch over you. To Karen and Dave, you truly raised the champion of a son. Well-mannered, respectful, disciplined, kind-hearted, professional are all words that come to mind and that have been used to describe your son throughout his time with us in the 6th Battalion. We have no doubt that you've already heard these words and many more to describe Tom throughout his life. To Jess, although we've only known you a short time, we know you have made a great friend for life. Myself and Tom's mates will always be there to support you and give you a hand anytime you need it throughout your life. Tom, we love you, mate. You'll always be missed. You'll live on forever within each of us. And remember to save us a seat at the pub in the sky. We love you, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Private Garvin Bolshebull will now deliver the eulogy for Private Grant Kirby.
I met Grant Kirby on operations in Timor-Leste in the summer of 06 and 07. And at first glance, I took him to be a senior soldier that I could learn a lot from. He was also someone all the boys wanted to hang out with. Good at his job and good for a chat or a laugh. Immediately following our post-op leave, we were on a plane to Victoria as we'd been penned into a course together. This is where I got to learn, This is where I came to know Curbs pretty well. I found Curbs easy to talk to, mature, professional and good at the task at hand. Afternoons would see us in Nabuza, spending hard-earned money on beer and pucker pizza, and what was quite honestly equally copious amounts. As we were both smokers, Curbs and I often found ourselves out in the cold, freezing wind, both pretending we weren't cold, chatting about a wide range of subjects. His family, his daughters, shared experiences in Timor, women, our colders and pucker in the wintertime. We did that for about 6 weeks straight. But those conversations would forever shape our friendship. For years hence, we would still meet up in smoking areas in pubs, clubs and boozers all over Australia, and we'd chat and we'd laugh, agree and disagree, talk rubbish and talk life. We never solved any real problems with these drunken rants, but those rants were some of the best times I've ever had in the army. I want to say cheers to you for that, Curbs. To the Kirby family, it's been an honour knowing your son, brother and father. Know also that you're a part of this family, that is 6RR, and we're with you always. And to Curbs, I'll miss our conversations, and I'll miss that big smile lighting up the smokers area. You're a top bloke and a great mate. You're also a never fading idol and a never falling icon to all that knew you. I'll miss you, mate, until we meet again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lance Corporal Craig Gresham will now deliver the eulogy. Lance Corporal Jared McKinney.
Lance Corporal McKinney was more than a soldier to the members of the 6th Battalion. He was a brother, a groomsman, a godfather, a larrikin, and above all, he was a mate. Crash was with us through our best times and our worst times. And through it all, he always had a cheeky smile, and he knew just how to raise morale. He was always the first to put up his hand for a job that no one else wanted, and his work ethic was an inspiration to us all. Crash was a natural leader and always gave 100% to any job he was doing. He was promoted to Section 2IC on his return from Rockall, and last time I was able to talk to him, he was looking forward to the challenge. I think his section would agree with me when I say they were lucky to have him. You'd be hard pressed to find a better infantry 2IC in the army. Crash loved his Land Cruiser. He was always trying hard to live up to the nickname his father-in-law gave him. Some of his attempts at this were rolling an IMV and riding it off with a load full of cops in the back of it, having the tyre come off his Land Cruiser while he's driving down the road, and more recently reversing his cruiser into a tree and putting a branch to the back window while he's just on Rockall. That's just to name a few. Crash approached his family life with the same enthusiasm he brought to work. His wife Becky was the love of his life. He wasn't afraid to tell you about it. In fact, the only time I saw Crash's spirits drop were when a few days went by and he wasn't able to talk to her. You always know when he had, though, because he'd come out of the phone room grinning from ear to ear. Crash was the proudest father I've ever met. He always had a photo of Belle with him, and he was always bragging about her exploits. Crash was also counting down the days until his son arrives. I know he would have given anything to be there when he was born. Becky. I'd like to tell you that you're now a part of this battalion. You'll always have our support, but the truth of it is, you've been part of this battalion for a long time. The McKinney family have been there to support so many others through the hard times. I promise that we'll always be here to return the favour.